Welcome to Derm Dumber, a podcast about all things dermatology, skincare, and whatever else catches our attention. We're a husband and wife. One of us is a dermatologist.
And one is not.
Oh, and by the way, this is a podcast, not a medical appointment. It is for entertainment and general informational purposes only, and should not be considered medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Derm Dumber. Let's get into this. What are we talking about today this week, doctor?
I want to start with talking about some regulatory changes in the world of peptides that potentially are coming up.
Right. Okay. So we're talking government agencies here and how great of a job they're doing, I bet.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
All right. I'll wait to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. But, I do think it's, peptides, listeners might not think initially are something related to dermatology, but some of them are because they have, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, healing, wound healing type of benefits.
Okay.
So they definitely fit in this space.
Right. Okay.
But also, teens are using these a lot, being influenced to use them for various ways to enhance themselves. So I think parents need to know about them.
Right.
And, we've talked a little bit about this before with influencers peddling their peptide links.
Right. Impressionable kids.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that even kids can just get a hold of these things now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I guess it makes sense that the FDA should get involved and help us out as parents trying to navigate this space, right?
Yeah. So the FDA this week, the FDA Pharmacy Compounding Advisory Committee recommended relaxing restrictions on the compounding of 6 unapproved peptides.
Okay. And I'm guessing they chose to go that direction because of all the fantastic studies and data that they were presented with.
Well, obviously not. Because this is not FDA approval we're talking about.
Right.
This is an advisory committee that is trying to make it so that compounding pharmacies can make these versus how you get them now, which is from random places, and you're getting peptides that are for research purposes only.
Right. Okay.
So this...
I remember talking about that last week.
Yeah. So if this goes on to be approved and accepted, then compounding pharmacies can legally make these.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a step in the right direction because they would have more regulatory oversight.
Sure.
These wouldn't remain just research only. They would actually be under the realm of some oversight from a pharmacy, regulatory body.
So far, so good.
So anyway, they've just recommended that these restrictions be lifted. So they approved 6, or they recommended 6 peptides to be allowed to move forward. They rejected one of them. But as you were kind of alluding to, is the FDA some amazing, doing their job, bringing this in? This particular committee recently had 8 new members put on, 6 of which have really heavy peptide industry ties or wellness clinic connections.
Right. Yes, of course. So look into this and peel back one layer of this and you immediately are disturbed.
Yeah.
By how corrupt this probably is. Yeah.
This is a billions of dollars, industry waiting to be
exploited,
tapped into.
Mm-hmm.
So, these companies are ready to take advantage of that.
There's money to be made. Quick, line our pockets.
But the crazy thing is, these are still all very unstudied, not FDA approved by any means. Again, this is just allowing compounding pharmacies to make them. Doesn't mean they're FDA approved. FDA scientists still adamantly oppose, the use of these peptides. Because they haven't been studied to any sort of remotely, rigorous standard. And in fact, essentially 0 studies. So the ones that were recommended, BPC 157, TB 500, KPV. These three reduce inflammation, improve wound healing, anti-inflammatory effects. MOTS-C, which improves endurance. So a lot of, your kids might be seeing this and thinking about how that might improve, their
sports.
their sports and training. There's one called Epitalon, which is for anti-aging. Cmax for cognition, and the one they rejected is a sleep-enhancing peptide called imideltide. So anyway, things to kind of be aware of. I think, we all kind of need to be aware of these things. And, I just want to, again, reiterate how insane it is that people are willing to inject these.
Just at home based on almost nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So one of these that because I don't know a ton about these specifically, but one that is very common and people ask me about all the time, patients, BPC 157. I did a deep dive to just kind of see how much research is, actually out there. And there's basically 3 studies even involving humans, and it's a total of 30 people.
Wow.
And these are crappy studies too, no control group.
Right.
Just done for pharmacokinetics to kind of determine how, the levels that are reached in the body. Or one of them was done and the treatment that the condition they were treating, they were also treating with the standard FDA approved treatment. So there's no way to know what benefit they got from the peptide versus standard treatment.
Right.
So again, I'm just reiterating,
yeah.
Why are you willing to do these things, which we just don't know the consequences of?
Right.
And, this is obviously different from the GLPs. I mean, those are peptides that are super common now that people are really aware of.
Right.
But those have been studied.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that are FDA approved.
Extensively
studied for years.
Yeah.
So it's a different situation.
Right. But people see the near miracle status of this other GLP peptide, and they're thinking, peptide's good.
Right.
Let's go. Everybody, get on the peptide train.
Right. And I mean, there's no shortage of people who will say, hey, I've been using this. I feel this effect, whatever. But I mean, placebo is
real. Documented. Right.
And, it takes much more than just those kind of random, statements to say that something is working. And then also just the risk of it. Most of these peptides, I guess I shouldn't say most, but at least the ones I'm most familiar with, one thing they do is they increase blood flow.
Right.
That's how they work to be anti-inflammatory or to help with wound healing.
Right.
And so that's called angiogenesis. And, that's also how tumor cells.
Right. So I can see the benefit of that.
Right. But also a risk.
Right.
If you don't know that you have a malignancy brewing somewhere.
Right.
Then.
You could just be feeding it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
While trying to think that you're helping this wound. Because you can't control just the injection site, right? I mean...
Right. I mean, it's a systemic when you inject it.
Right. It goes everywhere and feeds everybody.
Yeah. Or you're taking it, orally or something.
Right.
So, I mean, and so this isn't based on a study, but you can think of the flip side of it where if you decide to use this and something happens, you're never going to know. Did you induce it? I mean, this actually happened to me. So as I think everyone knows, I recently had an early melanoma removed, and I'm sure it was from decades of tanning bed use, but I was doing a peptide called GHKCU, which is a regulated peptide. It's made in, compounding pharmacies. It's not one of these research-only ones, but it can be found in topicals. It does have some fairly proven benefits on skin when used topically, but now you can take it systemically with an injection or like a troche, an oral thing that, dissolves in your mouth.
How are you taking it?
And I was taking it with a troche.
Right.
So that's when my melanoma
you caught it.
occurred. But, again, that's
Who
knows?
Right. Because correlation is not causation. So we need to always hammer that home because there's so many people out there who misinterpret correlation as causation. But in your case, you don't know.
Yeah. But could these be life-changing? Sure. We just,
Right.
we don't know enough yet.
Right. Yeah. That's why drugs take so long to develop.
Yeah.
And why we should be okay with that.
Yeah. So I think, the moral is you got to really think about it, know what have these conversations with your kids, because who knows what they're buying online from their favorite influencer's link. And
right.
It's a crazy world out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, and disturbing how these things are moving forward and, circumventing FDA approval and still going to be large scale available potentially. So
right. So next time your kid comes up to you and says, I need 4 new peptides. Quick, Mom, place this order.
But it's not only kids, believe me. I have plenty of adults ask me, hey, I'm thinking about starting this.
Yeah, it's best to just not give your kid a phone.
Well, that's definitely true.
Let's just start there.
But that's a whole other...
You can't... but then the problem is you still have the adults who think just like a child.
I mean, I guess you have that, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Could go on a long tangent there.
I know. That's easy to get off topic. Okay. So that's peptides and FDA. We, that's okay. A lot of money to be made there. What else went on this week? Should we talk about this news out of UCLA? I know this is a little happier news for you because it's about sunscreen and a new development.
Yeah, it's been like a good year so far for in the sunscreen world.
Right.
I mean, in terms of developments.
Right. There's a brand new filter, first of all, not on the market yet, but coming soon.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see those first products in the next month or so using bimotrizinol, which was the recently approved filter.
But then shortly on the heels of that, we have this news.
Yeah, so out of UCLA, some scientists have been working to develop a mineral sunscreen with less white cast.
Right, because right now for people who want to use sunscreen and prefer the mineral over the chemical just because they have a strong feeling about whatever, the chemicals and whatever.
Mm-hmm. The safety, the absorption.
So they move to mineral,
but
then they run into the problem of horrible white cast.
Right.
That you call it? Okay.
Right.
So this deals with that.
Yeah. So, yes. So, again, people like the zinc because it doesn't get absorbed. Mm-hmm. But it has that white cast. So companies up until, to deal with the white cast, they have to either put a tint in to make it, less white, or there was this push after, using the plain zinc for a while to, hey, we got to make this more acceptable for people to use. So there was the development of what we call nano zinc, which is still zinc, but a smaller version of that molecule.
Mm.
So,
slimmed down GLP zinc.
Okay, that's confusing.
No, I know.
There's no GLP on this zinc.
I know.
Yeah. But, you get the white cast because zinc is a big molecule. That's why it's maybe not as readily, well, I shouldn't say maybe. That's why it's not as readily absorbed in the skin. But, that allows it to scatter visible light more. So we see it as that white cast.
Right.
So then scientists or cosmetic chemists developed nano zinc, so smaller. So these particles
clever name.
Do not scatter as much of the light, so you don't see as much of the white tone to it. But with that came this backlash of, well, now that it's smaller than nano zinc, is that actually getting absorbed to some degree? And so there was a backlash to that. And so now sunscreens, there's a lot of them that market themselves as like non-nano zinc.
Right.
Like that's what, is safer.
Right. So then people see this
And they think,
and they're like, oh, well, that other one I was using must have been using big old regular molecule zinc. And I can't have that.
yeah, exactly.
Or no, I need to go back to that.
I need to go back to that.
I need to go back to that.
Because this
This nano one I was using is too little.
That sounds too futuristic.
Right.
It's got to be
right.
like...
Give me them big old molecules.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, what these guys are doing, so the bottom line with that is then like people are less likely to use it because they don't want to put enough on because it's going to look more... there's just so many problems. So anyway, these guys working to try to make the zinc in a different shape so that it is not nano zinc, but the shape is just different, so it doesn't reflect the same way.
Okay.
So it's a change to the molecule.
So we should be getting pumped about being able to stick with our favorite mineral.
Right. It's not nano.
And also have it rub in nice and clean.
Less cast.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool.
This is still just early, research. There's no product available anywhere near of having this. But, again, just a step to make, if you have a issue.
Yeah.
Try to overcome those concerns so that you can protect yourself.
Yeah. Well, how exciting. You remember that was the stereotypical 80s lifeguard?
Yeah.
And they would just be like this buff, super tan dude, but then also have a completely white nose.
Right.
That's that zinc stuff, right?
Yeah.
That was old school zinc.
That was old school zinc that works great.
Yeah, it works great.
But you can't use that on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Maybe it was okay, you're a lifeguard and you have the white nose, but nobody is really doing that otherwise.
Right.
So then that was where there was this push to make the nano zinc so that it could be, less white.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's funny. I always wondered what that was as a kid.
Yeah.
It's why is he only protecting his nose?
Right.
But
otherwise you're looking like a ghost.
Yeah.
I guess
if you tried to do that everywhere, then you'd be in whiteface.
Okay.
Can't have that.
God. Yeah.
Then you get canceled. Oh, wait. Anyways. All right. Okay, cool. Sunscreen developments. Speaking of sunscreen, there's a bottle sitting in front of us here. Why'd you bring this in?
Well,
you want to talk about this?
I do, because this company I thought was pretty interesting. I get a lot of products.
Yep.
And one thing that I definitely think is a white space in the market is just overall skincare for men. But also, within that sunscreen for men. Mm-hmm. And this was a super unique product, I thought. So it's this brand called Foreskin.
Oh, spicy. But it's not, it's okay. It's the number 4.
Right. It's
number 4 and then skin.
Right. But obviously they're making it a little cheeky.
Right. I do love a good pun. So we're looking at this bottle here, and it says Foreskin Morning Rub.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the puns keep going. There's all kinds of double entendres here.
Yeah. So really cool, I think, marketing. Interesting.
Right. Because inside the bottle is just a basic sunscreen. What does this say? It's just a basic broad spectrum non-mineral sunscreen. It's right. It's just
it's a hybrid sunscreen, so it has mineral and chemical filters. So a broad spectrum sunscreen. It is a moisturizer and sunscreen kind of combination product. But they're trying to make it appealing to men who largely
ignore their skin.
Ignore their skin.
Right. When it comes to everything, including sunscreen.
Yeah, yeah. And so they've kind of tried to take it next level on the sarcasm and, jokes.
Make it fun, and maybe the men will use it.
Yeah, exactly.
They're hand me my bottle of Foreskin Morning Rub, please.
Yeah.
I need to go outside for a moment.
So I was just, I was wondering from your perspective, like, do you feel like you need like a product, like a sunscreen marketed to men? Like, do you care?
I
Is
don't.
that something?
No, I
That,
don't really care.
yeah.
I mean,
But I think there are probably some people that do.
no, there certainly are. I
Yeah.
mean, because there's other bigger, established companies like Dove that has huge lines of products for men,
Mm-hmm.
from just bars of soap or whatever to, their hair products and their shampoos and theirs. Do they have sunscreens? Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm in a position where I don't really have to think about it because we have endless bottles of sunscreen and I know the stuff inside is virtually all the same.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Like we've talked about before.
The white labeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just slap your label on an already established compound of.
right. Or make a small change. But then it's just kind of all about who you're trying to market to and
Sure.
what your story is and how you're trying to like appeal. But yeah, I thought this was entertaining and I think you liked the product.
Yeah, you had me try it when
yeah.
we first got it, just rub it in on my hand a little bit. It's a perfectly good product. It rubbed in, it didn't leave a mark, and it didn't smell too strong, which is also my problem.
Yeah.
My nose is very sensitive to the smell of sunscreens, and I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, the smell kind of faded really quickly.
Yep.
I think for men, the key is like it is really hard to use a mineral sunscreen when you're a male.
Right. Yeah.
And like you have areas where you're trying to rub it in over hair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whether it's nano zinc or regular zinc, like it's harder to rub in.
Right.
So, relying more on a chemical sunscreen or a combination product is what I recommend for
hairy men,
male patients.
Or anybody who wants to rub it in where there's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, before I even understood the difference between the two, I can remember times where I would
just reach for something and be like, oh, God.
And then, and then at the end of the day, you're in the shower, like just with like sandpaper trying to rub that stuff off.
Right.
It's,
Yeah, and the other thing, like, you mentioned kind of, don't really do much for your skin is combination products are nice for men. So, there's a lot of sunscreens now, this one included, that it's a moisturizer and the sunscreen in the same step. So you don't have to do two products for that.
Well, it's called, look, we're not advertising for these people. They're not paying us, but it's foreskin. I just thought it
started a nice conversation.
Yeah, it's fun to... Mm-hmm. It's not just for the foreskin.
Important to know because
you can put this on any part of your skin. If you have skin, it can go on it. It's called foreskin, but it's not just for the foreskin.
Yes, and that might.
So if you're going out without bottoms, and just grab anything that's nearby. It doesn't have to be this stuff.
Right. I mean, I guess you could use. I don't know if it's been tested on the foreskin. I don't know how comfortable that is, but
right.
But then I was also looking at other products that these guys carry, and they have this product called the Taint Defender.
Oh,
which
Taint Defender?
Yeah,
for those guys who like to sun their buttholes. You've seen those trends and those videos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've even made a spoof of one.
I made a spoof of one, yeah. But this product is just their like to-go version. So you can have like a little packet of sunscreen in your gym bag or, whatever. That's just what they call their little...
Taint Defender.
Little
Oh, they're all in
packets.
On the humor and the almost inappropriate pun stuff. Okay.
But, there's like, if it's a little too much for you on the branding of this one, there's like more, like you mentioned Dove. I think they do have some sunscreens in the men's line. But, there's brands that try to go a little more, have a more upscale feel if that's the kind of dude you are. Right. So, like Jack Black.
The comedian? An actor?
Yeah,
or is it a different?
I think so. I think it's his line. It's been out for a long time.
Wow.
Clinique.
Good for him.
Our son is super into like Dr. Squatch for things. I didn't honestly even know they had sunscreen, but
I didn't either.
I was looking up what kind of products are out there for dudes. Yeah. I realized they have sunscreen.
Okay, so a couple people are in this space now. Did we miss the boat? Should we have tried to make a product?
For men? Well, I mean, I have actually worked doing some consulting.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I remember.
companies trying to
get into the men's skincare space.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well.
Well, at least not the ones that I was consulting for.
Yeah.
I think it's a hard market. I mean, obviously you have men who are into it.
Yeah, but if any of them are even a fraction like me, then
you're just using whatever your significant other throws your way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I am in the position where my significant other has endless amounts of products laying around, so I don't ever have to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't even go down those aisles at the store.
Yeah.
Where men's health or skincare products would be sold. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, another product that I thought was kind of interesting or this brand that I thought was interesting as I was looking up some of this was apparently caring for your bald head. A company has identified that as
that's an even more niche within the men's.
Yeah. So it's called Bald Bro or BLDBRO, and they just have a pretty simple line of skincare products that are including sunscreen that they just market for your bald head.
So just scalp products.
Yeah.
But look, real quick, dumb question. The skin on our head, our scalp, is not different than the skin on our face.
You could use, yes.
Okay.
This is just...
Any good facial moisturizer can creep up into the scalp if you need it to.
Or your sunscreen.
Or your sunscreen.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So this is just a fun marketing...
Clever marketing thing to, hey, bald guys.
Right.
Of which there are a few.
Of which, as a dermatologist, I see a lot of problems on men's bald heads in terms of sun damage, skin cancers, precancers, pigment. So, the bald head needs a sunscreen. And if you feel like men are more likely to pick up one because it says for the bald head, feel free.
Yeah, good. Yep. Any product to protect your skin is good in your eyes.
Yeah,
for
the most part.
Fair enough. So I could take my foreskin morning rub and put it on my scalp if I wanted to. Got it. Okay. I just can't stop saying it. I'm looking at this bottle. Morning rub.
Yeah, you guys should go. I mean, again, foreskin, if you guys want to sponsor us, cool.
Yeah. I'll go even harder. I will talk about foreskin every episode if we...
You will experiment, maybe do like an experiment and see how well it protects the actual foreskin.
Yeah, you'll just don't look in my backyard. I'll be out there in the back conducting experiments.
Yeah, but again, we're not trying to specifically promote this. I just thought, a conversation about men's products. Anyway, all right, let's move on.
Moving on. So, all right, that's a lot going on. All we did is talk about peptides in the news, and then this new sunscreen. And the idea of sunscreen for men. Okay. What else? What else? Just like real quick this week. That's worth mentioning.
Yeah. So, in melanoma news, there was a clinical trial that was recently reported on using an mRNA vaccine in patients with stage 3 melanoma, and it improved the chances of 5-year cancer-free survival versus standard therapy. So,
real quick for the people and for me, what is stage 3 means? It's gotten to what point?
Stage 3 means it's gotten to your lymph nodes.
Okay.
Stage 4 means it's in like other organs.
Okay.
So stage 3, and beyond used to be like pretty poor outcomes. But with the development of immunotherapy, definitely led to, decent improved survival rates. So anyway, that's the standard of care for stage 3 is you excise the melanoma and go on immunotherapy, which is a drug called Keytruda primarily. And so basically what this study did is took people who had stage 3, did the normal treatments they would get, but then in some of them gave them a vaccine made from their own melanoma tumor.
Oh, yes. Immunotherapy based on your
actual...
Yeah. We have some experience with that.
Yeah, we do.
In the form of our canine.
Yes. Rory.
Our dog.
Yes. So, yeah, obviously things can be a little more, I don't know, what's the word, flexible when you're using pets, I guess, right? You don't have to go through all this like rigorous whatever. But so Rory had a sarcoma, a soft tissue sarcoma on her leg.
Right.
Really early stage.
Right.
And they tend to just be like locally aggressive. Like if you don't get them totally cut out, they just recur at that site. They don't tend to like metastasize and stuff. So surgery, if you can cut it all out, is curative, or
which is the first thing we did. We tried.
Amputate, but like we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because she's an older dog, and we just kind of were like, could we get away with not? So we tried to do surgery.
Plenty of happy 3-legged dogs out there, of course. But
yes, and this is a common cause of 3-legged dogs because this is a really common tumor, apparently. So we did this initial surgery, didn't get it clear, debated about amputation, decided to do radiation, which has a very high success rate.
Right. Surgery coupled with radiation is supposed to be near curative.
Yeah, except for
in our case,
that did not happen for Rory.
She decided to regrow it a year later. Or
many thousands of dollars later, Rory
decided she liked that.
Back. So then our vet, who's super sweet, was like, I want to try again to like get it clear. Cut it out, but did not get clean margins. So we decided, okay, we want to do something. Right. Try to keep saving the leg, and there's this company called Torigen that makes these vaccines based on
the tumor
that
your dog grew.
And so we did that. She had a couple, I can't remember how many injections over a couple of weeks, and it's now been a year.
Yeah, so far, so good. I think no lumps.
Not so good. So pretty exciting.
Okay, so
and then in the study.
Similar thing is happening right now.
Same exact thing. And, in these patients, 68% who got the vaccine were cancer-free at 5 years, the vaccine and the normal therapy, versus 49% who just had the typical therapy. So, pretty cool.
Good sign. Good news.
Advancements in science. The other thing that came out within the last couple of weeks in the land of melanoma is a new potential risk factor.
Oh, what'd they find?
So this would be something that is kind of like correlated with an increased chance of having melanoma. Right. So
love to look for correlations.
Just a risk factor like what we currently have as risk factors, which would be like the number of melanoma you have, or, genetics, or like the amount of sun exposure and blistering sunburns that you've had, those sorts of things, tanning bed use. So this is the presence of satellite nevi. So nevi, medical term for moles.
Can't just call them moles, huh?
No.
You guys with your weird words.
Nevus, a single one, nevi, plural.
Yes, Latin.
Yeah. So anyway, this study, people who had nevi that were like 2 nevi that were within 5 millimeters.
Right.
This was found to be associated with increased risk of melanoma. So just something to be on the lookout for. I mean, I'm someone who has, I don't know, a good number of moles.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to tell, for some people, I think what's a mole versus like just a freckle or a sunspot or whatever. But, I did kind of look over the moles I could easily see, and honestly didn't really find any that were within 5 millimeters.
So people, get your ruler out.
But grab a ruler.
And just start measuring your moles. And if any of them are within 5 millimeters of each other, just say, hey. And you can have a leg up when you get to your dermatologist and be like, hey, listen, I heard that if I've got these things this close, I need you to pay a little extra attention.
Yeah.
And how impressed would your dermatologist be?
I mean, very impressed.
Right? If they may not even have read about
this
yet.
They maybe haven't. So. That would be something where, like, I tell my patients they get, like, a gold star if I'm, like, really impressed with, like, their sun protection they walk in with, or they have a hat.
Right. And then you mark their chart. And then after, like, 5 gold stars, they get, like a lollipop at the end of the visit.
Yeah, I don't know. Haven't gone through the reward system yet.
That's fun. Let's develop a reward program.
Okay.
But it's just like stickers, as if they were in kindergarten.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Sweet.
All right. So in the land of social media,
Okay.
I didn't really
we're moving on
see-
from real news and real things that happened to crap you saw on social media this week.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything like so super exciting with the exception of one thing, and that was tan maxing with Coke.
Are we talking the drinkable beverage or the illegal drug?
That'd be interesting. Tan maxing with the Coke
Right.
you snort.
Right.
Or whatever else you do with it. I'm
Right.
clearly not a drug user. No, this was Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay.
And I think I saw also people using like Coke Zero. I don't know. I think it just has to be like a dark cola,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But anyway, they're pouring this on and then going outside and tanning.
Right, because they're just like, I think I should be sticky sweet.
Yeah, I
while
want to be
also get
covered
my
in
sun.
Flies.
Right. I want things to land on me.
Yeah, it
while
sounds
I'm laying outside.
disgusting.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Ants?
Yeah.
Let's get them all.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no mechanism by which this would enhance tanning. I mean, the only thing that I can like think of would be that like the caramel color maybe kind of like stains your skin a little bit.
Oh, but they already have good products out there that just stain your skin and literally look like a tan.
I know. It's all for the
It's just
shock value, I
right.
guess.
It's just, yeah, I needed something to get views
Yeah.
and likes and clicks and whatever. It's more attention seeking
Yeah.
garbage.
So I guess it's kind of along the lines of like, you know, like if you, there's products for sun, you know, they market like put on and go outside in the sun, but it's kind of like a similar thing. There's other products that like use carotene. So, you know, what's in carrots.
Right. Yeah. Right, because you can just pound like pounds and pounds of carrots and change your skin color from the inside.
Yeah, you can get kind of like a orangey yellow
Jaundice
carrot color. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people think that's attractive, but there are brands that, you know, put a little bit of that in their topical, be like, you know, kind of like bronzing gel or something.
Sure.
And I guess it's the same kind of thing. It's going to just like stain your skin a little bit.
All right, great.
So anyway, dumping the cola on.
All right. Well, if your kid asks for a couple extra 2 liters, you should raise an eyebrow and get suspicious.
Yeah.
1 to drink, 1 to dump on my body when I go outside.
Gross. Anyway.
Stupid.
Well, I wanted to ask you something. This was an interesting question I got from a patient this week who had been traveling.
Uh-huh.
He was out of the country and in some like duty-free shop or something, someone gave him a sample of this eye cream.
Okay.
Which...
Right. We talked about eye cream recently. I actually just learned what it is. It is not for your eye.
Well...
It's the eye skin.
The
skin around your
yeah.
eye.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Look, I am dumb, remember?
Clearly.
It's in the name of the podcast.
You would actually think about like seeing a cream and dunking it into your eye.
Right. Because I want to blur my vision while it absorbs into my retina.
Okay. Yes. For skin around the eye.
Obviously, I'm not shoving cream in my eye, but I'm just saying the title is misleading.
Okay.
All right. Go on. Okay. So the guy comes to you. He's like, hey, I was traveling and I saw this eye cream somebody gave me a sample of.
Yeah. And he's just like, what are your thoughts on it? So
you looked it up?
Yeah. So I looked it up and insanity, really. Like, so just kind of a typical moisturizing product, had some like botanical agents in it. And then a peptide. So there are peptides. We talked about peptides obviously earlier today.
Huh.
There are peptides that are commonly used in skin products, different from the peptides we talked about as injectables. Okay, these are like different things, and they are very well researched topically. So kind of a somewhat different category here. But peptides definitely do have, there's various ones, they definitely do have different benefits in the skin. So I do think peptides are great to be using in your topical skincare. But anyway, that's all this was, a moisturizer, essentially with this one peptide. How much what do you think your max is for paying for like a cream for the skin?
So
of your an eye cream.
Yeah. Well, me personally, I would zero. I would pay none dollars.
Yeah, because you've learned, right, that there's really nothing magical
Right. About a cream or a moisturizer that is essentially like just for one portion of the skin on your face.
Right. I mean, you can just use whatever else you're using.
Everywhere else on your face.
Exactly.
Just go ahead and put some under the eye too. But
right.
I get why they market to that because people do struggle with like the bags that appear under their eyes.
Yeah.
So
and
if
I
you
mean,
want to target that.
Yeah. And there are like, so if you have a specific problem on that area, like a bag or pigment, there are eye creams that specifically would maybe address that potentially. I mean, you might still have an active in your face cream.
That could do that as well.
Exactly. But like, for example, caffeine is one that is common in eye creams. And, that could have a legitimate, you could have a legitimate reason. But largely, if you're just trying to like kind of maintain things, keep the skin moisturized, you do not need a separate cream.
A separate cream
for the eyes.
Okay.
But anyway, so you said $0 essentially.
Yeah, but that's me, and you're kind of asking the wrong. I mean, maybe there's somebody out there who's like, I don't know, I just $19.99 would be my price for a specific cream.
This cream, $1,500.
Okay. Well, there's a sucker born every minute. Please tell me. I mean, kudos, props to this guy for coming to you first to get your opinion and a professional's advice on this. And I'm guessing you have since reached back out to him and say, hey, I looked this up.
Yeah.
And
please
I was like, avoid.
Please do not spend $1,500.
You could give me half of that and I'll treat your eye skin.
Yeah, we could do something that might actually make a more noticeable difference. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. And this brand is created by an orthopedic surgeon.
Right. Because when you think of your skin care and the health of your skin and your face, you think of the guy who just hacks up and saws on people's bones all day.
Well, it's just an example of everyone wants to get into the aesthetic space.
Right.
What
could you do to reach into the orthopedic space?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, where's that crossover? How's that go?
I don't have a crossover for that.
No, but they feel like they can just enter your space.
Correct.
By just slapping their name on it. Well, people just see MD. They don't bother to look them up on the, the available directories to find out where they practice, if they're licensed, what their specialty is. People just see MD and say, well.
Or they don't even see MD these days. They just see doctor, and it can be
it could be a freaking chiropractor.
Chiropractor, or, whatever.
Yeah, people got to be real careful about that.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're my patient who asked me this question, no shade or anything. I'm just like illustrating this as, definitely ask questions, definitely have doubts about products that cost as much as procedures, in the
no kidding
in the office. So
wow. All right. Well, good for you. If you're a listener.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap it there and move on to some questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. Real quick, let's just do 2 questions this week. We've got, we're going to do a question from a guy who has asked questions before. Love this guy. You know who you are. All right. Question number 1. Is it true that the sun's harmful rays are worse between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock? So that if I'm walking my dog or I'm going to be outside from, say, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I don't really need to worry too much about my sunscreen. What's the answer?
Yeah, I mean...
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
But I know this is a legit
this is kind of like a dogma thing that people would like say is like, okay, just be careful from like 10 to 2 or 10 to 4, whatever it was.
Right.
And, you don't have to worry so much the rest of the time. And obviously, the sun is more overhead and beating down between those hours. Yep. But we have this great little tool now that we can use called the UV index.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's much more important to utilize that when you're trying to decide the level of protection, if any, that, you need. And
what's the number we need to look for what does it mean?
Yeah, so like 3 or more is what most people kind of say, and you definitely need to be like protecting.
All right. So just open your smartphone, tap the weather app, whatever one, and most likely, along with temperatures, highs, and forecasts, you're going to see a UV.
Yeah, a UV index based on like where you are.
Right. So if you
see elevation,
2 or 3 or higher.
Yeah, I mean, 2 or 3, I would say definitely 3 above. You need to be protecting. Yeah. But if it's 1 or 2, you can probably,
Enjoy
go
some
out
time.
for a while and not
Worry about burning.
not worry about, burning. So, yeah, I don't think the time.
Right. Time
is-
matters less than just straight up UV index.
Mhm.
All right. There you go.
Mhm.
There's your answer. Use the UV index on your smartphone.
Yeah.
Cool. Question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
This person wants to know what you think is the most important skincare step. So how many steps do most people have? I mean, if you're me, you have one step.
Do you even have one step?
I wash my face.
Oh, every day?
Well, this just says skincare step. Yeah. I wash my face.
Every day?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Am I reaching for the best skin face soap? Maybe not.
Okay.
But I'm washing my face.
Okay. I did not know that. I thought you...
So if I were to say
Mhm.
the most important step would be that one.
Yeah.
The one where I wash, because that's the only one I do. I don't really moisturize very much. I'm getting better at it. I do it here and there. But okay, they want your answer.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I can go on, I guess.
Well, I mean, I definitely do think that cleansing is right up there. I struggle with, cleansing is super important because obviously you want to get the oil, the dirt off your skin. I mean, especially if you're prone to breakouts or you're using other products, you need to get that off.
Because if you're not washing that, then you're inviting a skincare problem that requires even more steps.
Right, exactly. And then, pollution from the air sitting on your skin causing, inflammation and accelerating aging processes. So, I mean, there's reasons to wash your face that are good. And then obviously sun protection. So I think that's, it's hard for me to say one of these is more important than the other.
Sure.
And then also when you're doing those things, you're cleansing your face. A lot of times you need to maybe replace a little moisture. So lotion.
Right.
So I don't know. It's hard for me I kind of think sunscreen and cleansing are tied. And then right there is moisturizer behind it.
Right. Because if you've got healthy skin, right, you don't need much more than just clean it, then moisturize it, then protect it from the sun.
Yes, exactly.
And if that works and you're not having breakouts or you're not suffering from any other, unfortunate skin condition, then that's it. Those are your steps and they all work together.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that you guys, especially as you're aging, you start adding more steps. And that might be what this person's asking about.
Well, I mean, because
they've hit maybe they're middle-aged and they started having to add 4 more steps, put their serums and their oils and their retinols and their...
Right. So that's the basic regimen that anyone should be doing, the cleansing, the moisturizer, sunscreen. And then if you have something you're trying to address. So if you're middle-aged and you're worried about lines or you're worried about pigment or you've got rosacea or you've got melasma, then you add, maybe a product that addresses that concern.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Well, okay. So, but that's a different...
But I don't know what your concern is and but still the most important things are the basics. Right, and then you build on top.
Yeah. Based on
of
needs.
That.
Okay. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Hard to say. There's no thing that really is the most important.
Well, those 3 things are the most important.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying there's no one thing.
Yeah.
Those 3 things really blend to become the one step.
Right.
Do those things right. All right.
Right.
There you go. I imagine you get that question a lot.
I do get that question a lot.
So, all right. Well, there you go. Hope that helps. So, all right. Let's wrap it up. Hey, guess what?
What?
That was our 10th episode.
Wowzers.
Thanks for listening, guys. That's 10 down. Here's to, 10 more. All right. Well, we'll see you next week. That was probably the best podcast we've ever done. Bye.
Thanks for listening. We promise to get better at this. Whether we actually do depends largely on your willingness to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your coolest friends. Just kidding. We will take anyone. Cool, uncool, moisturized, unmoisturized. Stay tuned for more skincare talk with a hint of sarcasm.